I don't think any of us were quite prepared for what happened at this year's Berlin Marathon, because the women's world record from Tigist Assefa is really shaking the foundations of what we thought was possible in the marathon. Now, there's a few absolutely insane statistical breakdowns that we're going to do here, because it is something that we have never seen before in the marathon, and I really do believe this is going to push this event into completely new territories in the future. First and foremost, we have to address a huge topic that is only getting more and more traction by the hour. And those are these new super shoes, ladies and gentlemen. These are not only $500 and apparently a revolution of running, but these have gotten so much press over the past 48 hours that it is difficult to comprehend. After the race, Assefa took off her shoe and hoisted it into the air in world record glory. If you want a perfect marketing campaign to push an expensive shoe out to the broader audience, this is it. This shoe is probably going to be purchased by hundreds, if not thousands of people over the next few days. In fact, it's probably going to push into the 100,000s, honestly. And Adidas really struck gold here. I have to say, I am not only impressed with Assefa, but I'm impressed with Adidas. Now, moving beyond just this shoe, Assefa's performance is bringing out a whole host of topics and potential controversies in the marathon world. Of course, when a world record like this goes down in such a huge fashion, you have plenty of people pointing towards performance-enhancing drugs. But a lot of people are also defending Assefa, as she has been competing in middle distance running for years and years. It just took her a little bit of time to find her event. Now, of course, PEDs is a topic that comes up all the time in the running world, and hopefully this won't present any issues in this department. But beyond just this skepticism, we have to look at what happened to make this world record possible, because not only did Assefa go through halfway in world record tempo, crossing through the half marathon split in 66 minutes and 20 seconds, but we saw a total of 7 women crossing through in under 67 minutes through the opening half marathon. This has never happened in the history of women's running. This is such a colossal leap forward in marathon greatness, and it really could showcase the fact that a lot of people are ready to break the world record, or at least potentially close on it. Now, beyond just these 7 women, we also had a total of 11 women crossing the half marathon split in under 68 minutes, which is just madness, because this really puts the sub 2 hour and 20 minute barrier as not only a possibility for new athletes, but it potentially could be a new standard for the women's marathon. Now, these statistics are already pretty insane, and I really do think that we're on for another big push forward in the 26.2 mile event. But what I think is the single most shocking detail about this race is that Tigist Assefa, the Ethiopian, now is faster than Ethiopia's greatest marathon runner of the previous generation, and that is Abibi Bikila, who won the 1960 and 1964 Olympic titles, and he ran his fastest marathon in the 64 games in 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 11 seconds. Now, yes, this was a full 60 years in the past, which clearly represents different training, it represents a completely different era of knowledge in the marathon, and obviously it represents a completely different time in running shoes. In fact, it's funny we're talking about shoes, because in the 1960 marathon, Abibi Bikila won the Olympics without shoes, which I think might be the greatest marathon performance of all time. This places Tigist Assefa a full 18 seconds faster than Abibi Bikila, which again, it was a different time, but in the history of running, it is very, very rare to see a female athlete ever outrun a previous record on the men's side. In fact, I'm actually not sure if this has ever happened, at least in the previous 70 years. So if you happen to know of any other overlaps like this, feel free to leave a comment down below. It's very exciting looking at the current landscape of the marathon, because there are so many new up-and-coming athletes performing so incredibly well. And it's not just on the women's side. On the men's side, we have Kelvin Kiptum, who is set to race in just 11 days in the Chicago Marathon. So keep your eyes peeled for that race as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as always, until next time.